Right, hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed, part 2 of digitising the old TriBSA. Alright, so last time I made a little case for the Boyer electronics box. That's all down there, the other side now, that's all on. I have run a few wires and sorted a bit out while off camera. I cheated a bit. Yeah, so I've got the coil mounted now. That was the one thing I had to mount. So that's mounted now under there. I'm going to take you for a bit of a close-up walk around in a minute. So that's coils there. HT leads are done, so they're all kind of wired up, need tucking away and putting away. Box is there. So now I've got a load of wires. Some to go to the coil, some to go to the pickup on the distributor. And that's what I need to do now. But the distributor, I've got to take that apart, put in the new magnet rotor thing and the plate and all that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I think, yeah. Let me switch to mobile cam, handy mobile wobbly cam, and I'll show you all the bits I've done so far. Right then, mobile wobbly handy cam. So. I've got the side panel hanging on it because I needed to check the ignition, because I needed to check where there's some positive wires and stuff like that, and check everything was switching okay. As you can see on me like kind of panel here, I've got the Boyer Bransden electronic ignition in the box that I made for it, all nice and screwed on. The wires, come around here. The wires come out the side of it and go through that grommet there. So that's all ready. What we've got here, we've got 3 wires here. There we go. 3 wires here. We've got a black and a red. That goes to the coils, and then the white one go to the ignition, I believe. Hang on, I could be talking rubbish. Yeah, red, black go to the coils. White one goes to ignition. That's where they go. And if we come around the other side, yeah, they're the instructions. I did need the instructions. I know I threw them away last time, but I did need them. So right, come down here. Let me just switch on some illumination. There we go. So in here you can see where I've mounted the coil. So there's the coil there. I've mounted it actually at a kind of an angle, so you can see the plate that I've made to pick up that frame lug positive stud at the top there. It works quite well. The reason it's at an angle is because this bit on the battery box here, this is where my elastic band goes for the battery. Alright, so if I just grab that, this is my battery elastic band, right? And that hook, if you guys watched the videos when I built this, that hook goes in there like that, and then that comes over the top of the battery. Now I couldn't get that hook in because the HT leads were pressing on that when it was in a horizontal position, so angled it is. So that's in there. The red wires are all connected up. These are off the battery, this is off the battery. Then the only wire we're keeping, as you can see, I've cut the yellow wire off there because we don't use that anymore. You can see on the front all that lovely bracket that I made for the coil, no longer in use, so that's all gone. The only thing we're keeping is this one white wire here. This is the white wire that went up to the coils previously. They used to go up there. I'm going to cut this right down, and this white one will go on the white one that I just showed you on the other side. So that's the power wire. All right. So yeah, that's easy enough to do. The other bit I need are the wires that are coming down to the pickup, and they are, if I can just get in here and show you, they are these 2 wires here. These 2 wires are all that comes down to the old distributor. So the distributor now, always proper wobbly handy cam work. There we go, Dizzy comes off like that. That cap is no longer needed. What I want to do is I want to machine a nice one. You know, got the old lathe over there, I can make one. Right, but I haven't got a piece of material big enough to make a solid cap, so I think I have to reuse this for now. Right, so that can go out of the way. And then if you look in here, got the points there. They're the points, and this is the rotor, right? And this bit, that is your advance and retard, right? None of which is needed now, right? So what I need to do, I think what we'll do is we'll take this out completely, and I'll build this on the bench because it's probably easier to film it while I'm doing it. So that's the plan now. Rebuild the distributor. Right, bench cam. So I've got some instructions here. All right, I'll keep them out of shot so it looks like I know what I'm talking about and everything. So this is the distributor. This is how it comes off the bike. This is the bit that goes into the engine and spins round, and as it spins round like that, then this rotor part here spins round like that. The cam on it opens and closes the points like that, and that touches a pickup inside of there and fires that spark plug, then that spark plug, then that spark plug, then that spark plug. That's how it works. Right? Bit crappy. It's clockwork, right? It's just old technology, that's all it is, right? So we're going to take this apart. This is the clamp ring because you turn it kind of rotationally to set the timing. I haven't undone that yet. I just took the whole thing out in one go. So we can take the clamp ring off, I think. If that'll undo, should do. Oh, there we go. It's about knackered. You see, it's almost touching there. It's not very good. I'll fix that later. Right. So, clamp ring's off. Now we've got to take all this gubbins out. So first thing will be use a very, very small AF spanner to take this connection off here. That's where it gives energizes one side of the point, and as it goes round it switches it to ground, collapses the ignition coil and fires the spark plugs. Right, we're not going to need that anymore, so that's gone. How does that come out of there? I think it just slides out with the rest. Yeah, slide out the rest of it. I think so. So now we've got to undo these two Phillips screws here. Assuming that they'll undo. Okay. Don't think we have to take anything else. I think that should be it. Ah, maybe we do, maybe we don't. Let's have a look. Ink. No. Do I need to undo that bolt as well? Might do. Let's have a look. Thought that was just to adjust the points. I might be wrong. There we go. Just just hadn't been out for a while. Right, that's that bit. How does that come off though? We don't know. Do we have to take this out? Oh, there's nothing in the instructions about that. I don't know, might have to read the book. That whole cam thing needs to come out. That is all held on by that gear there. So I might have to knock that pin out of that gear, take that off so it all slides out. Maybe. I'll double check in my destruction book and I'll come back to you. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, no, I'm back. It was just me being a wuss. So the pickup for the points, that just pulls off. There you go. Not difficult. I was just making it difficult. Points plate, don't need that. So inside there now, I think to take that out, we need to go in there with the screwdriver. I think we can screw that. Oh, it's tight. Might be a job for the vice. So. Can you see the vice? Can now. Came out surprisingly easy. There's the screw. I'm going to keep that because I might need that. And all that stuff should just come out, I think. I might be wrong. Some springs there, let's pop those off. That's that bit. There's more. There's the little white bits that fly out. There. I don't know, does the rest of it come out? Do we need the rest of it out? I don't know if we do or not. That's a good question. Right. What are we going there? No, we'll leave the rest of it in. So there's a few bits left in it. Right, these bits here, which is what all that kind of attached to. Looks like they stay in. Right, now we need to put the spinny magnet disc in, which is the new part. Right, so this is the part that now spins round and gives us our pickup. Right, so that goes in there, like that, sits on those two pegs, and that drives it round. That seems a little bit proud there. If I don't know, I think if that's level it'll still turn it. Yeah, so that goes around like that, or like that, and then the magnet sweeps past that little spiky bit on the bottom. Now that little spiky bit on the bottom has got to go in there, right? See, it doesn't fit because there's something in the way, and that's got to be at like that height. So that's how much I've got to cut out of this body here to allow for that pin there. Alright, so I need to do a bit of hacksaw modification on that to make some space. But that looks pretty good, and if you look on the inside this side, that magnet is going to fly past that pin, and that pin's going to be in that gap there. Alright, so I need to do a bit of modification on that, and then I can screw that in. I'll keep this out of the way for now because I'm going to get swarf everywhere. Alright, so modification time on that. Cue the music. Okay, so what I used was my milling vise on my pillar drill with a 6mm end mill, because that pin here is 5.5mm. So I did a 6mm milled slot in there. I don't know if you can see that on there. There's a 6mm milled slot, probably a bit neater than a hacksaw. My pillar drill isn't very good for milling because there's too much play in it, but it did it okay. I mean, it's only soft material, so we're okay. Then, after I'd measured that slot for the pin, then I realised that this circuit board is actually wider than the hole here. So this bit and this bit. So again, with the same milling cutter, I just took that out a little bit here to allow room for that circuit board, that width bit there, to go inside. Alright, so now that fits in there a treat. There aren't any massive holes because we don't want big holes because water will get in, right? Or nasties. So it's nice and small now. That's all good. That's in. Right. So now what we've got to do is test fit this rotor. Now the rotor sits on there and locates on two of the pegs on the auto advanced retard mechanism inside. So it goes in, those two pegs fit in those two holes. Now what I've noticed is, I don't know if you can see it on the video, right, if I get really close, you see how that, it's not in focus, that bit there is slightly proud of the shaft, so really that needs to be like that so it can pull it tight. And it won't pull it tight. So if I put a screw in there, it'll be up and down playing it. I don't know if that matters or not, not sure. But looking at it this way, when the magnet sweeps past, you can see all of the magnet in that slot there, which is what we want. Right, so that magnet sweeps past there, and it sweeps past that pickup here. Right. That spins around like that. Up and down play, I'm not sure if it matters or not. What I could do, I don't know, I really don't know if it makes any difference. What I could do is just machine the end off that shaft to make it flush with the top, or I could put tiny washers on those spindles. I don't think that's a very good idea either. So not entirely sure what to do with that. I might try it as it is and see how much play we have. I'm assuming they give me a nut and bolt for that. So 1, 2, 3 nuts and bolts and stuff there. Let's try it, shall we? So don't need those for now. There's little star washers with it and everything. So I'm guessing, these washers don't fit on there, do they? No. So that goes on there like that. It's got to have a screw in the top of it wonder if that fits over it. Oh, it does, you know. Okay, that might take up the slack. So put that spring washer on. It's going to fall off. No, it's not. Spring washer on that screw. That on there. That screws into there. No play. That must be what that washer's for then. Right, so I'm just going to tighten that up in the vise. Okay, so that's, we've got the spinny magnets. Looks pretty good. Then we've got the plate then that goes on top there. It looks like they have spring washers and washers as well. So spring washer on the screw. These little ones. Ooh, a bit fiddly. Lost my screwdriver. Ah, that washer doesn't fit in there. Can't be that then. Just the spring washer. Like that. This one in here. I don't think these are going to be over tight because it's just a circuit board. It's just sitting there. There's going to be no stress on it at all. So just nip them up. Okay, there's no play in that. You can see under there where the pickup is. The pickup's there, looking pretty solid. And then that spins round, gives us a bit of a pickup on those. Now, as I understand it, when we set the engine to top dead centre, what we do is move that round so we can see one of the magnets in the TDC hole there. Don't know if you can see that on the telly there. So through that hole there where it says TDC, as long as you can see one of those, you're all good. And then you screw it all together, and then if you need to adjust the timing, you just move this in its rotational clamp, and obviously that moves it like that to fine tune your timing. You do that with your strobe. So that, as it stands, is ready to go back on. And what they do say to do is to take this cap and modify the cap so it goes back on. So you have to cut this plastic out here. But I want to make a nice, because it doesn't need to be that big anymore. Right? It only needs to be that big now. So I reckon a piece of aluminium, and I'll bore it out and I'll cut the bit out for it that goes over there and put the clips on the top of it. Should be all cool. So, but I haven't got a piece of aluminium, so I don't know what to do. I'll leave that till last. But that now is digital ignition pickup ready to go on the engine. It looks a bit overcomplicated, to be honest. You know, do you really need all this anymore? Probably not, but yeah, we can put that back on the bike and see how we get on. Right then, so by the magic of television, it's actually the next day now. I kind of ran out of time yesterday. I've got the distributor on, so all the bits on are in there, the rotor and the plate. That's all set up. It is now the next day. I've come in, I've bolted the electrics panel back to the bike. I've made the connections to the various things that I talked about yesterday. So they're all in now. So as you can see, the electrics plate are there. It's got the fuse, boiler box, and the electronic ignition box that we made the little sort of cover for. I put the Boyer sticker that came in the box on top of that as well. It must look like a professional job because my dad asked me if Boyer were sending out little enclosures for him now, so I think it must be good. So that's all in. Got the side panel there, that's all connected back up there. So that's all ready to go. Just stick that on there so it doesn't crash into anything. I haven't tied any of the cables up yet because well, I haven't got around to it yet. Just dropped the petrol tank on. I haven't bolted it on, it's just on loose because now the static timing is set. So put top dead center mark on the distributor. The only thing left to do is strobe time it, right? But it should run at that point because it's marked top dead and top dead, so it should go. So I'll put the battery on. I think the first thing to do is to see if it'll start. So I need to drop the bike down. Do I do that live on the video? Yeah, why not? Right, okay, hang on a second. Okay. Just going to move the microphone because otherwise it'll be really loud with this drill. Don't know what this sounds like on the camera. Could be loud. There we go. Right. Right. Now, as you know, I don't cheat. I don't cheat on this cold engine. There's the exhaust pipes, look, freezing cold. Well, they're not freezing cold because it's like 30 degrees out here, but it's a cold engine, right? So, connect to the petrol taps, petrol on, give the carburetor a tickle. Got a wet thumb, ignition key. Ignition on. I did power it up earlier just to check it didn't burst into flames. It's all good, didn't. So, so yeah, should go. Should go. Fingers crossed. Should go. Let's see. It went. So, there we go. Strobe timing next, I guess. Well, that was pretty good. I might even test ride it before I strobe time it because that sounded perfect actually, and it started first kick. So I'm going to call that done for now, because otherwise I've got to take all the side cover off and that to strobe time it. I'm just going to bring the bike back up again because there are a couple of other things that I wanted to do. A couple of videos ago, hang on a minute. Oh, come on. Oh. Flat battery in my drill. Right, a couple of bits I wanted to do as well. You may remember me mentioning that a couple of videos ago when I started talking about it. Oh, that's warm. out that a few of the nuts and bolts have gone rusty. So I've got some new nuts and bolts, right? Don't know if you can see that part of the bike on the camera. Yeah, you can. Right, so that's the pinch bolt for the lower yoke there, bottom yoke. And instead of having the rusty bolts on it, I'm going to change them for stainless steel bolts. Now the problem with stainless steel bolts, right? This is a personal thing. Right, the problem with stainless steel bolts is, if you look at it, let's see if I can get it on. Make sure it's on the camera. If you look on the top of it, on the head, they've got like writing on them, and like sort of stamping marks, sort of casting marks and stuff, and writing on the top of it that says A2 stainless or whatever it is. I think that looks a bit crap. Right, so before these go on to the bike, I'm going to face them off on the lathe and make them shiny. Right, let's go over to the lathe. Okay, welcome to Lathe Cam. Right, so here's my lathe. There's my 3-jaw chuck. Here's my chuck key. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stainless steel bolt in there. There, like that. I'm going to make sure it's tight. The stainless steel is a bit of a nasty, horrible thing to machine, really, because it's a bit tough, stainless steel. I've got a carbide tipped right-hand knife in the tool. Don't know if you can see that from where you are. Yeah, you can, right? So tool stock here. It's a right-hand knife. It's called a right-hand knife because it points left. I assume. I don't know. I'm going to need a bit of cutting oil because this is stainless steel, and it's going to be a bit of a fight. Right, so a bit of cutting oil. Right then, it could get a bit loud now. Right, so apologies for that. Right, so put some bins on. Chuck key's not in it. Right then. So let's bring this in. And I want to take a little face off it, right? So I'm going to bring that in, touch the work, take it out. That side of it. I'm going to check that the feed is going the right way first. Feed right out. The feed's going the right way, so just put it back in. Now I want to take a cut, so I'm just going to take 10 thou enough, yeah, probably. Take 10 thou cut off it. Right. See how it turns out. Gives you a very spirally bit of swarf, that does. Lovely. Okay, let's give it a little wipe. Oh, there we go. Let's just check you can see that on the video. I think you can. Oh, no, it might be very, very slightly off centre because I've got a little tiny nipple on the middle there. I'm just going to see if I can get that nipple off. If I can, if that nipple does come off, there's a very good chance that I'm going to bugger it up. I see I put a line on that. I'm going to have to put another bit, just a touch more cut on it. Try it again. See if it takes that nipple off. If it doesn't, I'll have to reset the height. Oh yeah. Very, very, very almost is there. So my height is just a teeny tiny fraction off on that, but I think that's probably good enough. Got a bit of swarf right around that. Off. Come on, come on. There we go. So if I can get it reflecting in the light so you can see. There we go. Doesn't that look better than having A2 stainless written on top of it? So, got another 6 or 8 bolts to do, and I'm going to do them all the same. But I am going to change the height because there's a teeny tiny nipple in the centre of there that I want to get rid of. But yeah, that's it. So, let's turn the camera around a little bit here and tip it up a little bit like that, and I'll come down to the camera. Just want to say thank you for watching. I'm glad the bike started, that was good. Strobe timing and bolt changing next, and hopefully a bit more lathing. We'll make some more stuff on the lathe. So quite a good couple of videos actually. I actually used the milling table first time, and my lathe first time on camera as well. Oh, I do like that. That's very shiny. It's very smooth. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll make another video when I'm doing the strobe timing and some more kind of little updates to Project TriBSA. Thanks for watching.